welcome to another episode of I'm Out of Breath, I have vertigo, so let's get into my movie collection. One of my favorite parts, my kind of stereotypical, white bitch part of my collection, of course, the Scream Factory. Everyone has to have a part of their collection dedicated to Scream Factory, and Troma and Vinegar Syndrome. So let's start with the Scream Factories. Right here, one of my favorites, 10 to Midnight, starring Charles Bronson. Now, this is a great fucking movie. It's one of those sleazy kind of, I think it's LA, so it's not New York, so kind of a different scenery, with Charles Manson about a sex-obsessed serial killer. This movie is fucking classic, I love it. For Vincent Price Collection Part 2, I don't have 1, I don't have 3, I don't have 4. This one includes, 8 films. 8? Yeah, around that. The Raven, The Last Man on Earth, The Comedy of Terror, and Dr. Phibes Rises Again, Tomb of Elijah, The Return of the Fly, and House on Haunted Hills. Now, all those movies, except for Dr. Phibes Rises Again, I haven't seen yet, but I do kind of really love all of these movies. A lot of them are public domain though, but you can't really get a good transfer on any other release of these films, so highly recommended for any Vincent Price fans, and I'm kind of spoiling the rest of the videos. Assault on Precinct 13 with by John Carpenter is it his first film? First feature-length film? I don't know, but it's really good, good 70s action film. One of my favorite 80s slasher, The Burning. Yes, this is probably my second favorite camp slasher film from the 80s. Yeah, I know, it's not Friday the 13th. Not even close, really. Speaking of slashers from the 80s, this is probably in my top 10 at least. My Bloody Valentine, fucking love this movie. Plus it's Canadian, so go Canada, go! And it's just truly one of the greatest slashers. I made a podcast about small town horror and why I love small town horror, and this is a great example. Class of 1984. Not bad, decent, pretty good, I don't know. Day of the Dead. My favorite of the George A. Romero of the Dead franchise? Yeah, franchise. A lot of people say Dawn. I just saw Day of the Dead first, so that's probably why. Dolls. Now, this is a wholesome, fun, kind of not really kid-friendly, because there's some gore added, but I would put it in kid-friendly if your kid can tolerate gore. It's just a fun movie. Charles Band produced. Dracula, Prince of Darkness, one of the Hammer Draculas. Really, a really good one. I love it. I love it. It's fun. I love Dracula's great. Drag Me to Hell, Sam Raimi's return to horror. Not disappointing at all. It's one of the first horror films I saw as a youngster. 2007, so I have to calculate there. I was young, let's just say that. I was young, fairly young. The Editor, Astron 6, Homage to Giallo. This movie's great. Astron 6, usual dark comedy there, fucking great. Escape from New York. I don't know why I said that with an Italian accent. Escape from New York! Probably because Lee Van Cleef in this. Great, fun movie. Again, John Carpenter, classic. Hell Night, I think it was sorry for the finger in the lens. I think it was kind of marketed as a slasher, but it's more of a paranormal people stuck in a house a bunch of pledges stuck in this haunted house with Linda Blair. It's good. It's good. Not my favorite. Motel Hell, one of the first Scream Factory I bought, and I've only seen it once, and I didn't really care much for it. I'll need to rewatch it. The first Mad Max, big fan of car action movies. This one's good. Good, it's okay. I much prefer the sequels. John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness, a really fucking weird one for John Carpenter, but it's good. It's good. It's good. It's decent. Again, watch it once. I need to rewatch it. Pumpkinhead. Yeah, effects are pretty good. In my opinion, the movie's so-so, but the effects are great. Now this is my favorite camp slasher film, Sleepaway Camp. Blows a fucking Friday the 13th out of the water. Don't even at me, motherfuckers. This is the greatest 80s camp slasher. Fuck it, the greatest camp slasher, because other than 80s camp slashers, I can't really think of any other good one. And don't come at me with your fucking 90s shit, please. I'll talk about it later, but... Sleepaway Camp 2, the sequel, not in the same, vein, but the sequels are good, I love them, but they're more goofy, cheesy, fun kind of films. Sleepaway Camp 3, this one's probably my least favorite, of course. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, speak of a fucking, different vibe for a sequel. This, I love it. The fucking chainsaw to the vagina scene is probably amongst, the best, most, memorable horror scenes. Vice Squad, now this, thank you Scream Factory for releasing this on Blu-ray. Another 80s, LA sleazy, neon fucking infested, this is probably, my favorite, one of my favorite movies that Scream Factory ever released, and it's probably in my top 20 80s films. This is a fucking masterpiece of sleaze there, but it's so fucking great. I don't like this cover. This cover is really does make it look like just the, I don't know, I get the vibe of comedy when I look at this, and my man's kind of weird, funny looking. All these guys are funny looking on that cover. Getting into the Blu-rays for the Roger Corman classics, Death Race 2000, of course, I switched it to the Japanese cover, because this is a way more badass fucking cover than the original one. Stallone, Carradine, fucking good fun fucking movie. Galaxy of Terror, is it an Alien or Star Wars ripoff? I don't know. These sci-fi Roger Corman present films are kind of all mixed in my head. Not a big fan of sci-fi. Sci-fi is probably my least favorite genre of, genre from, the exploitation type of movies I love. Sci-fi is probably my least favorite, but these are fun. They're just, I mixed them all up together because they all use fucking the same footage. Star Crash, come on, this one's good. Luigi Cozy, starring, what's her name? The very good-looking woman. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Carolyn Monroe, yeah, from James Bond fame, and yeah. Beautiful woman. Ghoulies and Ghoulies 2. Ghoulies 1 is a piece of fucking shit. It's pure trash. Not even fun. Ghoulies 2 is pretty fun. Blackula and Scream. Blackula, Scream. Great blaxploitation horror films. There's not a lot of them, but these two definitely stand out. Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror, 2 British anthology films. Great. Love these movies. Terror Vision and The Video Dead. Terror Vision is a classic. I love it. It's fun. It's a fun, great fucking movie. Video Dead is not so much. Vampire's Kiss and High Spirit. And I just realized that the other day I shot wide angle. Yeah, sorry guys, I switched to wide angle. The other day I did that and there was less focus, issues. I'm sorry if Yeah, I'm an amateur. Nicolas Cage in Vampire's Kiss and High Spirit. I've only seen Vampire's Kiss and I fucking loved it. A lot of classic Cage moments, those cagey moments. Metamorphosis and Beyond Darkness. Beyond Darkness is terrible. Both Italian 90s. I don't know why I bought these, honestly. Italian 90s films are low budget, especially, are mostly fucking trash. The House Where Evil Dwells and Ghost Warrior. I thought these were like Japanese films, but no, they're American films about Japanese kind of legends. I don't know. The House Where Evil Dwells was bad. Another one of my favorites from Scream Factory, 8mm with Nicolas Cage. Fuck, I love movies about like the snuff film urban legend, and this is a great one. I rewatched it recently. Just fucking great. Nicolas Cage is so good, and Joaquin Phoenix. Fuck, amazing movie. Candyman. I haven't seen it yet. This is the part where I speak about like 90s films. This is probably good, because this is not a 90s PG-13 slasher, and Scream Factory releases a lot of them recently, and I know a lot of people are nostalgic. That was the first like horror movie they've seen, but 90s PG-13 slasher, I'm like talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend, early 2000, late 90s. Those movies fucking suck. I know it's subjective. We all have different opinions, but why is Scream Factory wasting their time on releasing like beautiful releases for honestly movies that fucking suck? Alright, my rant is over. Fuck those movies, I'm not buying them anyway, so who cares? Danger Diabolique, Mario Bava, a lot of Jaguars in this, Jaguar E-Types. Beautiful cars, beautiful women, little like spy thingy, cartoonish. It's like 60s funkiness. It's good. I like it. I liked it. Evil Speak with Ron Howard. Yeah, Ron Howard, one of the video nasties. I've watched it once. It's fun. Need to rewatch it. Exterminators of the Year 3000. Now, I like the Mad Max franchise, but I think I have a softer spot for Mad Max ripoffs, especially Italian ones, and this is a good one. Final Exam, one of the blandest fucking 80s slasher. Holy shit. Gunwoman, a kind of really, really low budget Japanese John Wick. It's okay. It's not great. Not good. The House That Dripped Blood. Now I think this is Hammer or the Hammer competitor. Can't remember. Like every time I want to make a video, I always like I know the information. Then I start filming, and I'm like I'm missing half my brain. Now this is a good 90s film. In the Mouth of Madness recently was on a Lovecraftian kind of kick, and this is a movie that I watched and I loved. The Incredible Melting Man, fun 70s exploitation. New Year's Evil, a slasher about New Year's Eve, not good. Night of the Comet, fucking love this movie. This is an 80s classic, and it's really 80s, and the actresses are beautiful, and it's fun. The Nest, a giant cockroach attack film. Fuck, fun. I love this one. Nosferatu. Now, fuck Klaus Kinski. He's a creep. A incestuous child molester. But Werner Herzog is one of the greatest directors alive, so that's just too bad, right? And the actress name, I don't know, Isabelle Adjani, beautiful goth girl. Ninja 3, The Domination, Fun little action film. Cue the Winged Serpent. I can't really get into this one. It's fun, but I don't know. Let's Scare Jessica to Death. Now, I think this is like an 70s TV movie. Maybe not TV movie. It's fun. I really loved it. It's this like kind of thriller, paranormal, atmospheric, very much a slow burn. My kind of film. Fucking love that one. Slumber Party Massacre. Come on, how can you not love this film? Rolling Thunder. Oh, fuck. Great movie. Exploitation classic. Like anyone who's a fan of 70s exploitation, you need this in your collection. One of my favorite films, like, fucking ever, The Town That Dreaded Sundown. I recently rewatched the remake, and honestly, for a remake, it's really fucking good. But the original is always in my heart, probably, like, fucking love this movie. I love this movie. They Live, John Carpenter. They Live, you know, guys, you know. Vampires by John Carpenter. I haven't seen this one yet. Women's Prison Massacre, I talked about it in my Italian film collection video. It's... Yo, boy! Your car is getting stolen! For all-night horror marathon. What's the Matter with Ellen, The Vagrant, The Godsend, The Outing? I haven't seen any of those. I need to watch those. Now, this is more my type, because these are, like, 80s cheesy, like, pretty bad films. The Dungeon Master is fun. It's really short, so that's good. Cellar Dweller, Contamination .7, which I think is one of the movies that was sold as Troll 3. Speaking of that, didn't I have Troll? Oh, it's in my Italian. I'm stupid. Catacombs, I haven't seen that one yet. Bad Dreams and Visiting Hours. One of them is Canadian, I think, Visiting Hours. I only saw Bad Dreams. Now, Bad Dreams is good. It just feels like a Nightmare on Elm Street ripoff. In a good way. Like, inspired by. 4 sci-fi classics. Now, I know I talk shit about sci-fi, but these are good. At least America 3000 is fucking hilarious. It's like this post-apocalyptic Mad Max ripoff, but instead of gas, it's this world where women control everything, and they hunt men down, and they just keep a few to reproduce, and like they kill all the rest. And Arena is a fighting game, basically, with monsters. It's really fucking creative. It's really fucking good. Action-packed movie marathon. Heather Thomas in Cyclone, Alienator, Eye of the Tiger, and Exterminator 2. I really want to see Alienator because Best of the Worst did an episode on that. I've only seen Exterminator 2, and it's kind of bad. Now, 8 action films. Now, I'm not a fan of, like, 80s action. Now, I know this is gonna sound weird. I like Death Wish too. I like how Death Wish basically just became a parody of itself. I like Ninja 3, The Domination. I like these Chuck Norris films. Invasion USA is probably the best. The rest, kind of fucking bad. Like, not even, like, bad in a good way, just bad. Women in Cages, The Big Bird Cage, The Big Dollhouse, Women in Cages 2. Jack Hill films. I love Jack Hill. I love women in prison films. And these are probably 2 of the finest American women in prison films. American women in prison film are different than European women in prison film. In the way that they're less sleazy. They're still fucking sleazy, but they're less sleazy, if you catch my drift. Not of This Earth with Tracy Lords, and holy shit is she gorgeous. And that's it. This movie was made basically as a bet. The director bet with Roger Corman, hey, I can remake Not of This Earth on like the same budget like 30 years later. And he did. And it's a good fucking movie. It's fun. It's not good, it's fun. Piranha, yeah, fucking love Piranha. I like this better than Jaws. Fight me, bitches. Monster. Now this is a monster, a sea monster that rapes women. It's great. Forbidden World is another one of these, like, pretty fucking forgettable. It's like Galaxy of Terror. I don't know. Elvira, double feature. These are movies that were on Elvira's show, I guess, and terrible transfers, but Elvira's always fun. Now, guys, I know, let's be honest, we all watch Elvira for funny commentary. The worst part is that she's fucking great. She just happens to, have massive titties. And Devil's Wedding Night and Legacy of Blood. Now we're in the Troma section. Now, if you've seen my last Troma shelf video, nothing has changed. Because I don't buy Troma DVDs anymore because they're not at conventions and oldies.com doesn't have the $1 Troma DVDs anymore. Plus shipping, plus the Canadian dollar, blah blah blah. Toxic Avenger, classic. Now I skipped to the fourth one because the fourth one's good. The two other sequels are Troma's War is fucking great. One great action film. Probably one of my favorite from Troma. Romeo and Juliet, written by James Gunn. It's fun. I also love this one. This is by, like, exploding with sex and violence, and good one. Terror Firmer, I don't get the hype behind this one. I tried to watch it like twice. Toxic Avenger, the first one on Blu-ray, great fucking movie. Now this is the first Troma film I've seen because it was the newest when I got into Troma. It's fucking great. It's great. Funny story about this, I went to my local video store at the time, and I asked the guy, like, hey, you have a Poltergeist? And he's like, yeah, of course we have Poltergeist, the Tobe Hooper 80s film. So I popped that in, and I just wonder, like, this is not a Troma film. And the guy had given me the 80s Poltergeist. Return to Nukem High, fun movie. Return to Nukem High. I was one of the Kickstarter backers. Terrible experience, would not recommend. I gave them fucking $60, and anyone that backed up the Kickstarter know that, like, well, I backed it up in 2015 or 16, 14, because I was out of high school. 2014, I got this DVD in 2019 or 2020. Astron 6, the short compilation. Fucking love Astron 6. Can't say enough about them. Father's Day is probably one of my favorite from them. Combat Shock, a, like, very, very disturbing, no holds barred, sleazy fucking movie. That's great. Like, honestly, for Troma, like, this is intelligent filmmaking. Like, Mother's Day, the classic. This is the 88 film slasher release. It has its moment. I love Mother's Day. It's fucking. I read an article recently because in my mind this was like a I always remember Mother's Day as being this armless, cheesy, fun movie. That kind of tells you more about me than really anything. And I read an article on that book about Suburban Grindhouse, and the guy's like, this movie's fucked up, like, even today is fucked up, and then he wrote, like, stuff that happened in the movie, and I'm just sitting there in my bed reading. I'm like, oh yeah, that's I guess, yeah, that's a fucked up movie. Speaking of which, Blood-Sucking Freaks, this is fucking fun. Redneck Zombies, shot on video, one of the first, like, shot on video horror films, and it's good. I like it. The last horror film with Carolyn Monroe and Joe Spinell, their return together ever since Maniac, and this is not Maniac at all. This is a bad movie. Now, I haven't seen any of these, but Giuseppe Andrews kind of intrigues me as a filmmaker, so this is period piece. Trailer Town. Touch Me in the Morning. Now we get into Blood Junkie. Now this is one of those like 80s straight to video throwback with like the digital effects on top of the footage, and usually I'm not a fan, but this somehow really this works, and I like this movie. It's a fun movie, and it's 70 minutes and it goes by really quickly. From Asia with Lust, I should get volume 2, because honestly, these are fun Japanese movies. These are basically Japanese rape and revenge films. I saw Hitchhike, I haven't seen Camp yet. I should probably pop that one in, because it's really short, and it's really simple stories. I don't know, I like these. Same director. Now talk about a fucking piece of shit. This movie is terrible. I haven't seen this one yet, go to hell. Toxic Crusader. When they used to make like cartoons about R-rated fucking violent film. Man, was the 80s the decade of cocaine. Mr. Bricks, it's a musical. Fuck that. Oh, sorry, Vinegar Syndrome. You're soon. Doomsday County. I haven't seen it yet. Now let's get into Vinegar Syndrome, because those are the movies I fucking live and die for. First of them is an ACFA release, the ACFA Horror Trailer Show. Fun trailer compilation. Now this is the Hotter Than Hell All Night at the Bizarre Art Theater. Now these are hardcore porns. Just letting you know, I have hardcore porn in my collection. This is one of them, and they are very fucking weird, very bad 70s porn. And I bought this basically for The Geek, which is a Sasquatch theme porno. Prisoner of Paradise with Sika and John Holmes. This is a Nazi exploitation, but like with hardcore penetration. It's fun. Night of the Strangler. I haven't seen this one yet. This was directed by a member of the Monkees, I think. Yes, the Monkees. Yep. Death Force and Vampire Hookers. I have the VHS for Death Force. I wanted to see it in a better transfer. Forgotten Gialli, Girl in Room 2A, My Dear Killer, and French Sex Murders. Hell Comes to Frog Town. Roddy Piper, motherfuckers, love this movie. It's fun. It's great, and the effects are funny. Death Feud with starring the bad Stallone. Frank Stallone. I haven't seen this one yet. This is a fucking amazing Action USA. Like, this is what I think of when I think of 80s action films. Like, over the top, sex, nudity, sex, explosions, blood beat. Now, this is actually a great discovery. What I love about Vinegar Syndrome is I discovered some of my favorite exploitation films, and this is one of them. It's a movie about a ghost samurai that possesses American foreigners visiting Europe, or European travelers visiting America. And this was actually made by a French guy that was actually visiting the States, and he lived with an American family, and he loved them, and he decided to make this movie. So great behind the scene there, fun movie. The only thing is it's shot in 4:3, because he said the DOP, the director of photography, hated working on this movie, and because it was working like with a first-time director and a only-time director, and he's like, yeah, this is obviously made for TV, so he shot it in 4:3. Blood Games. This is a 90s film that feels like a 70s backwood rape and revenge film, and for that, it is great. Body Melt, Australian 90s film about fucking bodies melting. It's great. Beyond the Door 3, the sequel to Beyond the Door that has nothing to do with that franchise. It's on a train. It's fucking great. I love this one. This is probably I love the first one, Beyond the Door 1, for how bad it was, but this is fucking great too. Like how bad it is. Deadly Daphne's Revenge. I haven't seen this one yet. I can't wait for the cells. The cells are pretty close, so I'm gonna get an upgrade. Demon Wind. Love this cover. Love this film. It's basically a low budget version of an already very low budget film, The Evil Dead. Disconnected. Now these are the movies that Vinegar Syndrome put out that I like. It's these serial killer films, not really slashers, more psychological studies of characters, of very fucked up characters, and this is one of them, and I like it. Fade to Black, fucking great movie. I bought it recently, and holy shit, it's incredible. The Dead Come Home, also known as Dead Dudes in the House. Terrible. House of the Dead, this is an anthology film, not my favorite. Incubus, fucking Incubus. I love this. This is 80s to the max. It's a movie about an alien that wants to reproduce with human women. Fucking great. The Killing Kind is another one of those psychological thrillers, character study, and this cover is just amazing, and this film is great. Memorial Valley Massacre, 80s cheese. I haven't seen it yet. Mountain Top Motel Massacre, fucking love this. This is fun. Now speaking of fun, Night Beast. Don Dollar's Night Beast. I'm so glad this got a Blu-ray release, because I looked for the Troma DVD everywhere and it was way too fucking expensive. But yeah, Night Beast is great. I'm just gonna back up my bed. I'll be back. Psycho's in Love. I haven't seen it yet. Penitentiary 2, I haven't seen it yet. I like the first one. I don't know why I say love to everything. I don't love everything. I like it. Now this I love. This I love. This is another one of those, like, thank God Vinegar Syndrome put it out, because it's a discovery I made. It's a 70s exploitation film with this beautiful woman, Candice something, and it's just she escapes her brother, and you just follow this woman along as she escaped from her brother, and she tries to, make a living. And yeah, it's fucking great. I don't know how to explain it without spoiling it, so I'll just let you guys know. The next cell, the next big Vinegar Syndrome cell, buy this, please. The Pink Ladies. Now this is another one. This is another hardcore porn. I watched the beginning and I'm like, why am I watching a porn? I don't know. Sometimes you're in the mood for a good 70s porno. Those are words I didn't think I would put together, but I was in the mood that day. Raw Force, come on. This is one amongst the so bad it's good, this is one of my favorite. Sudden Fury, another one of those Canadian films that is just really good, and that if Vinegar Syndrome didn't put it out, it would probably be lost to time. It's directed by this guy who made a lot of shorts for the NFB, and it's just a fucking great time. The Suckling, about a murderous mutant fetus. How can this be bad? Secta Sinistra. I haven't seen it all through. Now, I tried to watch it, and I was really fucking tired, probably because I work a lot, and I fell asleep. Not because the movie was bad, because I just fell asleep. The Uninvited, fucking great film. I love this one. It's about a murderous mutant cat on a boat with a bunch of like a millionaire, a very sketchy millionaire, and a bunch of babes, 80s babes. The Vineyard, filmed by James Hong, and it's starring James Hong. It's fucking great. It's another one of those discoveries through Vinegar Syndrome. And another one, fucking Vinegar Syndrome just kicks it out of the ball. Wonder Woman, not to be confused with fucking Marvel shit. It's a 70s action film, kind of like this, probably inspired by like Charlie's Angel, and it's PG-13, but you know, you see a lot for a PG-13, let's just say that. Zombie Island Massacre, this fucking sucks. Hey, what's up, people? People are just looking at me like, hey, motherfucker, why are you on your bed? You fucking loser. Blood Mania and Point of Terror, really good films. I've only seen Blood Mania. Blood Mania is really good. Bloodhook, this is fucking terrible. This could have been decent if it wasn't an hour and 50 fucking minutes long. Why would you make a fucking slasher about a murderous fishing hook an hour and 50 fucking minutes? Are you fucking out of your mind? This fucking sucks. Blood Harvest, this one is fun. It's with that clown guy. Not the, yeah, you know, Tiny Tim, yeah, Tiny Tim. Fun movie. Bloodsuckers from Outer Space, this is bad, but it's funny. Again, another not masterpiece, but like classic, like exploitation, American exploitation that Vinegar Syndrome released, and this is the type of movie I love seeing from them. Fucking great. Christmas Evil. It's fun. Not my favorite. The Children. Yay. Dying kids. I need to rewatch it. From what I remember, I quite enjoyed it. Count Dracula's Great Love now with Paul Naschy. I need to rewatch this because the only time I've seen this was on that Elvira double feature. And I liked it on a terrible transfer and it was cut, so I'll probably really enjoy the full. Ted V. Michaels, The Corpse Grinders. Do I really need to talk about this fucking movie? It's like, this feels like a 60s drive-in movie that was obviously targeted at Christian teenagers to get out of the house and finger bang their girlfriend. But this was made in the 70s. I mean, people still finger banged in drive-ins in the 70s. It's just, this really feels out of its time. Now, a hardcore porno that I did complete. This sounds weird. Corruption. I only bought this for the Last House on Dead End Street Easter egg, because you can get the full restoration of the house on Dead End Street that Vinegar Syndrome made that they haven't released yet. I can't fucking wait till that release. But that's why I bought it. But I did watch the entire film, and I think is it Jimmy Gillis? It's a fucking sleazy, not at all sexually arousing porn. I don't know why this, like, the 70s were weird for porn, I know that, you know. Today is still weird now, but this is kind of a, I think that, 80s, like, 80s or 70s, I don't know, this feels fucking wrong. You can't, I don't know, you might be able to jerk it to it, but I can't. Cutting Class. Brad Pitt's, like, first film. Look at how fucking cute he is. Little fucking boy. It's a slasher. That's my review of it. I won't make a detailed review of it. My review is, it's a slasher. The Corruption of Chris Miller. This is a Spanish giallo type of film. Haven't seen it yet. I should. Don't Answer the Phone. Fucking hell, this is a good exploitation film. This is another one of those psychological, like, character study. Fucking great. This is also one of those, and it's fucking good too. Death Row Game Show. Now this is a fun one. Now this is just some fun. If you're at a party, you just want to throw something light and fun, throw that on. Death Machines is another one of those so bad it's good. I think Vinegar Syndrome released Raw Force to the mass public, and they were like, fuck, we need to do that again, and they tried, and this is one of their attempts, and it's fun. Dolomite! Do I need to say more? Rudy Ray Moore is a bad motherfucker, and as a comedy nerd, I appreciate what he's done and what he represents. Fucking love this movie. Now this is fun. This is fun. This not good. This fun. Another Ron Howard where he looks creepy, because that's just how he fucking looks, guys. Ice Cream Man, fun movie. Graduation Day, 80s slasher. It's a slasher. Now, I talked about this in my latest update / unboxing of the Arrow, but I still can't believe this movie. I still think about it. It still follows me. It's fucking great. Madman, it's a slasher. Massage Parlor Massacre. I haven't seen it yet. I've owned it for a while now. I should probably get to it, but it's a 70s exploitation serial killer kind of type of film. Deadly Weapon and Deadly Embrace starring Linnea Quigley. Now those are movies. They're both directed by the great David Dakota, and they're basically an excuse to show Linnea Quigley naked. I appreciate the effort, guys. I'm quite a fan. Mausoleum, fuck, this movie's good. It's fun. Psychic Killer. Did I watch this? I did. While I was madly depressed. I don't remember anything. Penitentiary, another one of those movies I watched last year as I was madly depressed. Sorry, guys. Psycho Cop 2. Fun little 90s, TNA flick. Sugar Cookie, starring the always wonderful Lynn Lowry. It's a pretty good movie, honestly. This was a fun little 70s movie. And finally, Trip of the Teacher, another one of those classic 70s exploitation film that if you're an hardcore exploitation film fan, you've probably already seen it, but it's good. Highly recommended. So yeah, guys, this is the Scream Factory, Troma, and Vinegar Syndrome shelf. I'm sorry for the beginning of the camera work. Hope you enjoy, and next time it'll be Asian films. Yay!